ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Okay, so we saw, I think, the 25th, 26th verse last time, right? If you notice, along with that, he's also mentioning some of the qualities necessary for this knowledge. Okay, he'll do that all the time. So, any questions, clarifications on what we have done up to now, or is it fine?
Swamiji, I did have a question.
Yeah.
Last time at the beginning of the class, you had touched upon emotional dependence. I think asakta, you said that is emotional fulfillment.
Independence, yeah.
So my question is, Swamiji, usually emotional dependence versus fulfillment comes from the roles we play.
Yeah. Emotional dependence comes because you think something will give you a sense of fulfillment. Yeah. Because it's a mistaken notion. I am projecting my emotional fulfillment on XYZ. Yeah. On XYZ. Yeah. The top one. No, not that. There. The latch. Yeah. So I am projecting it. Something that gives me a relative joy, an experiential sense of joy. Okay? It may be food for someone, it may be a person, children for parents, whatever. I think that will give me fulfillment. It's not really going to give it to me. It's going to give me only moments of joy. But because it's giving me moments of joy, at the same time I am deprived of the fulfillment. I start getting emotionally dependent on that. See, if it gave me a sense of fulfillment, then I am a fulfilled being, no issues. But that is not the case. Any experiential fulfillment is temporary in nature. So it gives me enough to keep me hooked. It gives me enough to keep me hooked onto the issue. Yeah. So we get then, because of that, we develop an emotional dependency there. Yeah. And that emotional dependency creates all the issues. Because once I am emotionally dependent on something, then to say your Ananda, etc., independent of that thing becomes difficult. To recognize the fact that I am the Ananda, whether I get the thing or don't get the thing, becomes next to impossible. Because for me, fulfillment is there. Wrong notion. Yeah. It can be anything. International Yoga Day. So it can be even Samadhi practice as an experience. I can get emotionally dependent on that. I think that experience alone will give me fulfillment. Nothing else. Yeah. It can be religion. It can be a form of worship. Anything can be like that. To have things in your life, enjoy them, find some joy in it, is part of experiential joy, is perfectly fine. What is wrong in it? Yeah. Nothing wrong. The problem is when you get emotionally dependent on it. Yeah. Because then you lose your sense of independence. Yeah. It's like what people say about drinking. As long as you are having the drink, it is fine. When the drink starts having you, it becomes a problem. The same is for anything. Not that drinking is fine at any time. Nowadays, more and more research is coming out. Even one glass, one shot a day can create a problem. Or an occasional shot also can create a problem. More and more research is coming out. So, anyway, that we will leave it to the scientists to do what it is. Here, it's emotional dependency. As long as you are enjoying it, fine. When you can't live your life without that, When you can't find enjoyment without that, then all the issue starts. So that is the emotional independence we are saying. We are not killjoys, If you like it, you should not have it. That's not Vedanta. Okay. You're not Puritans or, people like that. Yeah, if you enjoy life, go ahead. But keep the focus. Keep the focus.
So Swami, that emotional fulfillment from a given role or a given object, is that something that you can get without the Vedanta knowledge? Is it possible to do it in a Vyavaharik?
In a Vyavahar also, in fact, it is good to do that, to be independent of the world, to develop a certain emotional independence. It's always good, whether you are a student of Vedanta or not. It's always a healthy way of enjoying the world. It's a healthy way of enjoying what is there in life. He is to be able to be emotionally independent and still enjoy the world. With Vedanta, it makes it much easier to do that. Yeah. That's why in psychology and all, people will say, oh, happiness is an inside job. You have to choose to be happy. You can't depend on something to be happy. But as a psychologist, if that's all you're exposed to, you will struggle. But you can get there. Some emotional independence you can have. And objectivity in life. That calls for a certain sense of objectivity, vairagya also. So it's all interlinked.
Interlinked. So with increased sadhana chatushtaya, the increased emotional independence.
Automatic. More viveka, vairagya develops, both of this will happen. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Then it's a question of only managing your emotions, samadama. That will come into the picture. Today's world, biggest emotional dependency, biggest emotional dependency is here. Can you think of going out and coming back? You're going out only for 3-4 hours without your phone. I mean, you can put it off for the class or something like that. That is not a problem. That we can do. But it is on and it's on silent, but it is there. So that as soon as the class is over, I can check my messages, missed calls, whatever. I mean, this happens with all of us. Ask anyone. Okay. What are you prepared to lose? Your phone or 50,000 rupees? They'll say 50,000 rupees, not the phone. With 50,000 rupees, you can get a new phone, no? Yeah, but all the data, all the numbers, all the It's a great tool. Nobody can deny that. It's a great tool. You can use it well and help you in work. It's a great tool for it, no doubt about it. But that endless scrolling down, this, that, etc., there is where the whole emotional dependency comes. You feel you have lost something, the phone is not there. Like, I'm going out, I go out for a walk, I didn't pick my phone. Yeah, I'll come back in an hour. No? What if you get a missed call? I'll call back. Does it not happen when you are in a class? I don't take a call in my class. I will not do that. So, it happens then, same way it will happen. People think I'm busy with something. They'll understand. I'm not that important. None of us are that important. I mean, it's only if you're a security head for the nation or something like that, you have to be always on call and things like that. Yeah. Because security issues can come up anytime, day or night. So, okay, I can understand that. But barring that, even a doctor doesn't have to. If you are a doctor in a large hospital, you don't have to. Why? Because there are others taking care when you are not there. Na? So there are people to take care. So it's okay if you are not contactable for a few hours. So barring a few rare roles, perfectly okay. And all these roles, remember, we are done without the cell phone. Cell phone is a 30-year phenomenon, not more than that. And to think in the Indian budget, shaving blades are considered luxury items. You know? Now they are removed it, but it was few years back. A blade was considered a luxury item. I mean, that's not the reason why I grew the beard, that apart. Okay. Anyway, that up. So, any other questions or shall we go ahead? Yeah, okay. Then he says, Kama Krodha, did we see this was Kama Krodha Vayuktanam? We have not seen that, no? The 26th verse we have to see. Yeah. We saw a similar verse earlier, Labante Brahma Nirvanam. But this one we have to see. The 26th verse in 5th chapter. Kama Krodha Vayuktanam Yatinam Yatachetasam Abhitaha Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. Kama Krodha Vayuktanam. One who is free from Kama and Krodha. Okay? Not totally, relatively. Okay? Relatively. Kama freedom comes from a lifestyle of Karma Yoga. When you focus more on the priorities than on a particular desire, the need behind that desire is focused on. Then the desire loses its hold on you because you know the priority is more important than a given desire. Yeah. Hey, I want to go to the gym. Why? Health, yaar. Where you are staying, gym is not available. But why are you going to the gym? For health. So there are exercise, there are 100 ways of doing an exercise without a gym. So if you focus on that, why are you doing it, the priority behind it, then the karma for a particular thing is gone. The priority remains. Exercise for health remains. So that can be done in different ways. Therefore, a given karma reduces, priority importance still remains. Okay? And then leading the life of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga meaning Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, Prasada Buddhi. You are free from the karma. Krodha is similar. What is Krodha but deflected desire? Anger is nothing but deflected desire, obstructed desire. You want something and something is obstructing you. You get angry at what is the obstruction. You want a person to behave in a particular manner. The person refuses to behave like that. You get angry. And why do you want the person to behave in that manner? Either you have a value judgment, that is the right way to behave. Your life is full of should and must. Okay. Should bury, must bury thinking. Or you have this thing that if the person behaves like that, I will be happy. So if you want to handle anger, one thing is samadhana, forbearance, accepting people for what they are. Sometimes I see in marriages and relationships, etc., people are fighting over things that doesn't matter. Yeah. What does it matter? What does it matter sometimes? You left the toilet seat up, you didn't leave it down. Or if you find the toilet seat up, drop it. If you find down, lift it up. क्या फर्क पड़ा? It takes half a second. I mean, for half a second you are spending 5 minutes fighting over, 10 minutes fighting over. I told you 100 times. Don't tell now, do. Whoever it is. Just do. Is it really worth even having a discussion about? Really, I mean, how the toothpaste is being pressed right from the edge, it should come to the. Someone just take the middle and squeezes it. So, and a lot of this anger comes upon these silly issues because there is some sort of a value judgment on it, that things should be like this, the right way of doing things, or in Vyavahara, what is the right way? Unless you are driving on the road, keep left or right depending on where you are living. If you are living in India and UK, keep left. Other places keep right. Other than that, what is the big thing that you are talking about? It's endless. So that small thing that becomes irritants and things like that. No, just because handle that. It's okay. Acceptance of situations and people. I mean, I can understand if someone is being so messy that life is an issue. Like, thank God somebody is living with me. You look at all the mess that is there in the room, it's a big problem for me. Mess means what? Books are coming all over the place. Okay. You're living in a scholar's house, books will be all over the place. Therefore, to be able to handle that kama and krodha, and in cases of righteous anger, being able to channelize it. The terrorist activity is that. What can you do to channelize it? Righteous anger. Yes, you are against terrorism. Fair enough. What can you do to channelize it? To shift focus on what you can control rather than focusing on what you can't control. In life, this is a very important thing. What is it that you can control? Pakistan should not do that, or that country should not do that. They should not, but they are doing it. Why? They have the freedom. But against international principles. Yes, they have the freedom to go against it. It's a rogue state. Now what? Now what? What can you do? Whatever you can do, focus on that. Support the army, support the security forces, watch out for issues, whatever. Contribute. Take care of the, do something for the service people who have lost their life fighting terrorists. All this you can do. You may not be able to go and fight the terrorists. If you can go, do it. If you can go and do it. So to focus on what we can do, what is within our control, not what is outside. It's always a circle of concern and a circle of power. My circle of concern will always be bigger than my power. If I focus on my concern, I will only get agitated, worried, angry, and reactive in life. If I can focus on what I can do, my power grows. I find more and more things coming under my control because the power will grow with usage. So do what you can do in life. That's how it is. So anger is handled like that. By giving up your need for control. This is a big thing in people. See, our own lives are not under our control. Correct? How much can we control in things? So when we have a half recognition of that, we try to control whatever we can. It starts with husband, wife, children, etc., etc. Parents, older parents. Whatever we can control. Because we think now we can bring some stability into life. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. So if it doesn't work, you get angry. The other person doesn't behave like that, you get angry. Yeah. But the person has the freedom not to behave like that. Or you'll have to be like Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory. Sit down and make a relationship agreement. Oh, how will we use the bathroom? Oh, chapter 4, addendum 13. Section 4, addendum 13.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
is frustration connected with anger?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Various levels of it. Na? Yeah. You're angry and you can't do anything about it. Or you want something and you can't do it. It's connected with desire as well. You want something and there's no way you can express that. You're frustrated. With desire also, same thing happens. So, handling these. Kama Krodha Viyuktana. In fact, my teacher would say that. Your inner freedom is directly proportional to the freedom you give the others to be what they are. In the relative functioning world, in the relationship, your inner freedom is proportional to the freedom you give the other person to be what they are. Why are parents and children so upset with each other? I made mistakes in life. I don't want my child to make the same mistakes. But you made your mistake, therefore you became wiser. So let the child also make some mistakes, huh? Small ones at least. Major ones like drugs, etc., you can caution them, educate them. But otherwise, smaller ones, let them. I'll keep them from making all the mistakes I made. Don't worry. They will find new mistakes to make. Guaranteed, I'm telling you. I mean, that's life here. Come on. We all grew up like that. What all things we have done? I don't want to think about all the things and talk about it. I don't talk about all those things to children because that make them go haywire. I only tell my youth group this much. All the things that you fantasize about doing, I have done that. And I come out fine, so I'm sure all of you will also come out fine. Yeah, that's again. Okay. Therefore, Kama Krodha Viyuktana. Free from this Kama and Krodha, relatively speaking. Yatinam. Yatna Shilavan Yatihi. One who puts in adequate effort. So they are usually, the word Yati is used for a sadhu. Sannyasi, sadhu, all these are called Yati. Gosai. Okay. Of course, local slang we know, Babaji, etc. Babaji, etc. Yeah. Bairagis. These are the terms you will use. Use for a Yati. Naam. Who by Yati? Yatta Chesasam. So mastered your mind. What is mastering the mind? The mind doing what you want it to do, not pushing you to do what it wants. The good example is the famous Lay's ad. Lay's the chips. Nobody can eat just one. Or that bhujiyas. क्या करूं, कंट्रोल ही नहीं पाता है. It's your mind, na? Remember my old example? Dog wagging the tail is very beautiful. Tail wagging the dog. That dog cannot afford that tail. Similarly, as long as you are using the mind, it is beautiful. When the mind starts using you, problem. So, therefore, yatta chetasam, you are in charge. You as an awareful person is in charge of the mind. Not the other way around. The mind dictating terms to you. Yeah. So once in the mind, the way the mind may behave like a naughty child, that's okay. Let it go. Observe. Don't get involved. That's it. You'll quieten down. Therefore, yata chetasam abhitaha brahma nirvanam vartate viditatmanam. Such a person, viditatmanam, who knows the truth. Atmanam viditam yena. One who has known the truth, that person, he says, Brahma nirvanam abhitaha vartate. He gains the nirvanam called Brahman. Brahma nirvanam, mokshakyam. Abhitaha. Abhitaha meaning here and hereafter. This here and hereafter is a big thing. Why? There is the idea of Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. Okay? That's why he says Abhitaha, here and hereafter. In really speaking in Vedanta, Jivan eva muktaha, Jivan muktaha. If one who has gained this knowledge and therefore the freedom while living in this lifetime, okay, or any lifetime, but when you are living, such a person is called a Jivan muktaha. Jivan eva muktaha. In life itself, he has discovered his freedom because he knows himself. You know yourself, you have discovered your freedom. Okay, Jivan muktaha. Then, when the Jivan mukta dies, he drops his body. He no more has a body. Is he going to get bound? Is he going to have a journey to other lokas, etc.? No, he is free right here. Therefore, when the Jivan Mukta dies, that is called Videha Mukta. Previously is Muktaha, Jivan, with a body. Now, Videha, without a body. Okay. This is Sita is called Vaidehi. If you are going into philosophical meanings in Ramayana, symbolic meaning, Vaidehi. Okay? Ananda Sarupa, without a body. Okay? Yeah. Vaidehi, she is called. Okay. Of course, he also came from Videha, Desha. That's okay. So the idea is this. Now, in this thing also, there is a question of Videha Mukti in terms of Krama Mukti. It's mentioned. There's some part of the Shastra mentions that. Now, what is Krama Mukti? You're studying Vedanta. And you're doing a lot of Punya Papa also. Sorry, not Papa, Punya. Okay. Lot of Punya you're doing. Lot of Upasanas you're doing. You're not doing Karma and Upasana, but major focus on Upasana. Okay. Just imagine trying to study Vedanta and live the life of a priest. Trikala Puja, Trikala Sandhya, Trikala Puja, all that. और किसके लिए टाइम नहीं रहेगा? Okay. Yeah. Even the priest says sometimes I don't have time for Trikala Sandhya. Why? Navratri ke liye I am doing puja from morning to afternoon Shankara Matam. Where will I do my Sandhya? He said, why do you have to do it? You're doing the puja and all anyway. Anyway, if you are like that, okay, then they'll say, no. That is for Loka Sankara. This is personal I have to do. Revade. Whatever is there, is there. Okay. If you are living a life like that. If you are living a life like that, tell me, how much time can you spend on Vedanta? Very little. So such a person who has not understood Vedanta completely, he's got insights, but he has done a lot of punya in his life. Okay? Helped people, done this thing, okay? Spent crores helping others, spent a lot of time and effort helping others, done social good. Okay? No road in this village, he set up the road. 10 villages not getting water, he as an individual ensured there's water management in all the villages. People like at that level of punya. Okay? And of course ritualistic punya, upasana based punya, omkara upasana. If you have done that, then after death, you are not yet understood Vedanta enough. Okay, but after death, you will go into what is known as the seventh heaven of delight, Brahmaloka. Urva, Suha, Janaha, Tapaha, goes on until Satyam, Satyaloka. So Brahmaloka is not a place with a lot of people, okay? There will be limited people there. Idna punya kaun kare? Kali Yuga is very difficult to go to Brahmaloka. Even up to Swarga is difficult. Anyway, you go there. Then what happens? What happens there? It's a dimension where there is no strife and struggle. You don't have to do any effort of everything, anything. Food and drink is available for you. Khao, piyo, maja karo. There are others like you, all scholarly, all who have studied, done a lot of upasana, etc. So you can spend time discussing with them, etc. and enjoying all the good things in life. But thora problem ho jayega to enjoy the good things in life. Why? Here he live, on earth he lived a life of discipline. Oh, I am a spiritual seeker, I should not do this, I should not do this. Plus I am doing all these rituals, so I should not eat that, I should not eat that. And then you go to Brahmaloka, khao, piyo, maja karo. How is that possible? Difficult, no? With that change of mindset. It happened to Arjuna. He had a permanent visa whenever he want, multiple entry visa to Swargaloka, where his father Indra was ruling. And his father kept telling, come visit me sometime. So one day he went there. There the beautiful damsel Apsara Ramba was attracted to a mortal. Ramba had come. Ramba or Urvashi, sorry, not Ramba, Urvashi. Urvashi had come down to earth and she had relationship with mortals before. Okay. So, but Arjuna could not, oh my God, no, you married one of my ancestors, so you are like a mother figure to me. So Urvashi said, that is on earth, this is heaven, laws here are different. It's a different dimension, the laws here are different. But no, Arjuna could not shake off. So Urvashi gives him a curse. May you be neither a man nor a woman. Can't respond to a beautiful woman, what are you? Yeah, Urvashi is supposed to be the most beautiful among all the Apsaras, okay? You can't respond to a beautiful woman, what type of a man are you? You don't deserve to be a man, go. So Arjuna found himself a eunuch. He goes to Indra, now what to do? So Indra calls Urvashi, see, he's a mortal, come in a mortal frame. He can't understand our conditions are here. So you withdraw the curse to the extent possible. So Urvashi said, okay, I can't take the curse back completely because once said it is said. But I will give him a choice that whenever he wants it for a year, he will become a eunuch. It is his choice. That's why you say, Urvashi Shapam Upakaram. Even the curse of a beautiful person can become a blessing. But be careful, guys. Okay. Whom you get cursed by. So he chose when they had to live in disguise. 13th year they were supposed to live in disguise. He chose at that time. How is Arjuna the warrior going to adopt a disguise? How are you going to, yeah, the most well-known face on earth at that time, one of the most. What type of disguise will he wear? How will he hide his might of arms and this thing? How will he do that? Eunuch. Who will ever suspect Arjuna the warrior is a eunuch? So, no, anyway. So, this person going to Brahmaloka will face similar issues. It will take some adjustment time, will have to be there, Some adjustment time will have to be there. This happens to all youngsters going to states also. I have seen this. Even though people in Bombay are more attuned with US culture than Indian culture, but still I have seen them struggling. Yeah. Seen them struggling. Parents struggle even more. They want to bring up their child in Indian culture, but outside they are exposed to different things. That's why the term has come up, ABCD. American born, confused Desi. Anyway, jokes apart. So you go to Brahmaloka and you have the life there. Then at the end of the Kalpa, creation is over now. Now destruction has started. It will take its own time. Pralaya takes its own time to happen. The outer reaches has to go first and then come. So Rudra is taken over. Brahmaji is freed. His time is free. Beto, Sikho. Now Brahmaji will talk Vedanta, teach Vedanta. And you will understand. If you understand, Jivan eva muktaha. If you don't understand, there is no further Videha Mukti. Next Kalpa back on earth. Next Kalpa back on earth. So this is the Videha Mukti that is talked about in the Shastra also. But no Vedanta teacher will ever emphasize that. Why do you want to wait for 10,000 years? For Kali Yuga to end, there is another 20,000 years. So 20,000 years you are going to hang around in Brahmaloka. You won't get bored of it. 20,000 years hanging around there. Khayo, piyo, maja karo. Aur kya karne ka? Still discuss something then that. No fresh karma. You can do all the upasanas you want, but you won't get any karma out of it. So, as a hardcore Vedantin, you will always take in this lifetime itself. Whatever you have to do, Jivan eva muktaha. Get it in this lifetime. So that when your body drops off, you are Videha muktaha. You remain free. You don't remain bound. You don't have to go for another janma. You remain as one consciousness alone. Identified with that consciousness, you remain. No more travel. All travels happen within you. Nothing happening. Every happening is within you. So you remain. That is called Videha Mukta in hardcore Vedanta, okay, which we are all following. All right.
Swamiji?
Yeah.
If I might ask a question more out of academic interest.
Yeah.
So after the Gita, was Arjuna considered to be a mukta?
Yeah. Maybe he had to work on his nishtha a little bit. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. We don't know for sure. Okay. But in traditional thing, is always considered like that because he very clearly says at the end, Nashto moha smrutar labna.
Yes.
And remember, he has a highly prepared mind. Highly prepared mind. His experiences of life, etc., had made him ready. His training as a martial artist, as a Maharati, not mere martial art. We are all nothing in compared to those warriors. We are nothing in front of those Vadramushti warriors. And he was one of Maharati among them. So, that type of discipline and contemplativeness is necessary. The higher you move this thing, the more contemplative you have to become. Otherwise, you can't function at that level. Yeah. So, with that type of a mind and discipline, I don't think in any way he would not have been a wise person. Maybe he could do some with some a little bit more nishtha or something, at the most. But I think he was one of the Uttamadhikaris, like the student in the Upanishad. I think he was like that.
The doubt I had, Swamiji, was that after the Mahabharata and after they rule Hastinapura and then why would they start going to heaven? Why would Arjuna even bother? Although he doesn't make it.
Yeah, he doesn't need. In fact, that's just a story to highlight. This is an Arthavada story to highlight the fact that whoever you are, if you are a human being, you'll have punya and papa from this lifetime.
Yes.
So, if your punya, whatever is less will be experienced first. That's why all the Kauravas were in heaven for some time. Why?
Yes.
Thoda punya kiya hai. And after that they had to go to hell for the greater papa.
Correct.
The Yudhishthira also had to spend some time in hell. Minimalistic. Why? Because very little papa. More of punya. So after that they should... Just to highlight the fact that you will have to experience both. Punya papa, you have to... It's just a story to highlight that part of it. Not literally.
Understood.
Yeah. That, yeah, that they went to on a pilgrimage is true, because you hand over the kingdom and then you leave the kingdom,
Yes.
That's generally the tradition. You hand over and you leave the kingdom. Why? Because you have achieved a great thing in your lifetime. You should not become an alternate center of power. Whoever is the king, he may be young. He may not have achieved his greatness like how you have achieved. Okay? You have achieved over many, many years. Give him the chance to achieve his own greatness. You move aside. And those days, there were enough advisors, etc. available. Yeah. And you are always available for consultation if you want, but you moved aside. You resided separately. So here they decided to go on a pilgrimage. Time ho gaya. Yeah. If at all they had a regret, they had only one regret. That's expressed. What? Arey yaar, we became old. We did not have Veeragati, a warrior's death on the battlefield. We did not have. We lived to become old. In most people, they look at the privilege. Arey yaar, I managed 80 years, 100 years. Arey yaar, warrior. Go at the peak of your ability. Yeah. Or just past your peak. So that's just a story to highlight this. Okay, yeah. Now after this, the next two verses is actually introducing the next chapter. Okay. So he is talking about meditation, contemplation. Why? Now you have revealed enough of the knowledge. Now what's necessary to little bit contemplate, make it your own. Make it your own. So he says that, okay, and gives certain guidelines, which when we, after a couple of verses in the next chapter, we will do at the end of every class. We'll actually do that meditation practice. Okay. He says, Sparshan krutva bahir bahyans chakshusastantare bhruvo prana prana samo krutva nasabhya antaravacharini yetendriya mano buddhihi munihi moksha parayana vigataichha bhaya krodha yas sada mukta eva saha. Yes, sada mukta eva. Such a person is always free. Why? Because he has owned up the knowledge in his lifetime, in her lifetime, owned her. What is that? Bahis parshan bahir krutva. The contact with the world. The world enters you as what? Through all your sense organ. No? How else can it enter you? Let it be outside. Don't internalize anything. Certain things you can draw shutters on, like your eyes, etc. But other things you can't draw. There's no ears you can't close. Yeah, if you are wearing a hearing aid, you can take it out and keep it. I had a couple coming to my class. So whenever the wife will tell the man, come on, you should do this, you should do that, he'll switch off his hearing aid. It's a joke between them. They were a great couple. Okay, yeah. Some of you, I don't know whether any of you have met. My South Bombay students I met Commodore. Commodore and his wife were like that. Okay, yeah. Therefore, Bahi Sparshan, Bahi Krutva. Okay. Chakshurastantare bhrum. Okay. Eyes between the eyebrows. Meaning, keep the eyes where it is meant to be. Don't look out. Keep the eyes with itself. Okay. Antare bhrum. Then, Nasa abhyantara charino. Nasa antara abhicharino. The prana that moving in and out. Samaye krutva. Keep it quiet. Samam. Keep it quiet. It's called quieten breathing. You have to quieten that breathing. Keep it balanced and quiet. Why? Because you don't want extra breathing, etc. You don't want to hyper oxygenate. More oxygen means more the mind will be thinking. Quieten it down. Okay. Yata indriya mano buddhihi. Your mind and thinking. Your emotions and your reasoning. Yataha. Sense organs, indriyas. Meaning, let them not be wandering all over the place. Oh, what's happening there? What's happening there? Emotions. Hey, I'm feeling like. Don't think and sit in meditation. Say, what are you feeling? Objectify your feeling and be done with it. But there are some unresolved feelings. You will deal with it later, not now. You will deal with it. It's important to deal with it, but later. Okay? Buddhihi, thinking. Hey, now is not the time for all your logic, etc. Now is the time to focus on the essence of the teaching, not on logic. Not on my jokes, not on my stories. Just the essence of the teaching. Okay? Munihi moksha parayana. And what are you sitting down there for? Moksha parayana. Moksha param ayanam yasya. Moksha is your absolute goal. Your ultimate goal is nothing but moksha. Okay? Ultimate goal is nothing but moksha. Vigata ichha bhaya krodha. You have freed yourself by the life of karma yoga from ichha, from bhayam, krodha, anger. Ichha and krodha is mentioned in the previous verse also, kama and krodha. Bhayam, by courage. Learn to live in courage, not in fear. Or never get tired saying this because the modern society lives in fear. They are insecure about every blooming thing. People have been cancelling flights. No, I'll go later. Why? Because accidents are happening. Accidents once in a while will happen. The flight the very next week is the best flight to take. Why? Law of averages, no? Accident ho gaya, na? It works in many cases, not every case. The patient goes to a doctor for a surgery. Doctor, what is the chance of success of the surgery? Only 1 in 10. And you want me to undergo it? Don't worry. I have done 9 surgeries before. All of them have failed. So now you will succeed. That doesn't work. May not work. Okay? I can't say it doesn't work. It may not work. It may work also. But if you are looking at the law of averages, accidents happen. Now you should be free. And they grounded all that type of class of planes have been grounded. So what's the problem? Stricter checkings have been introduced. So now it's safer. But people are scared. Yeah, live in courage. The coward dies 100 deaths. The valiant die but once. What do you want to eat? One day you all have to go. Kya farak pada? It's not in your hands. It's not in your hands. It's karmic, prarabdha. So, when your time is up, your time is up. Yeah, that's it. Alright, therefore, vigata ichha bhaya krodha, to live in courage in this thing. Such a person. So, if you look at it, there is more description of the person, the meditator rather than the meditation. Why? The meditator who is doing the meditation. So, the meditator becomes more important than the meditation. So, such a person, mukta eva saha. He owns up the knowledge, it's a fact of his life. Okay, I have done all this, but what should I meditate upon? वो नहीं बोला है. Essence of teaching, I have said, he has not said it, no? Oh, you want to know what to meditate upon? Next verse. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhurdam sarva bhutanam nyatva mam shanti mricchati. Mam nyatva shanti mricchati. Knowing me as Ishvara, shantimeva ricchati. Absolute peace is yours. What is that? Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. All yajna and tapas is directed towards whom? Who receives it? Ishvara. And Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Sarvalokana Maheshwaram. The same consciousness is Maheshwara for the whole world. Okay. Suhurdam Sarva Bhutanam is a well-wisher for all beings. Well, God does not punish you for anything. God does not test you. God does not wish ill on you. God does not send you to hellfires. Your own karma does that, all that thing. Yeah, Suhrutam Sarva Bhutana. Why has the Lord revealed the Veda? So everyone can gain moksha. So everyone can gain dharmartha kama. Whole Veda is revealed for what? Arey yaar, bachche log hai. They want small things in life. Okay, let them take it. Here, first portion of the Veda is there. Artha and kama or whatever you want. And for those who are matured out, etc., moksha, yeah, that is also available. The last section. Therefore, Suhridam Sarvalokana, Jnatva, having known that entity is Ishvara as non-different from me, as consciousness non-different from me. That has been the teaching. So you focus on that, okay? Focus on that, and the essence of the teaching and meditation. Also, we'll go through the whole process here. Shantam Rachati, the absolute peace that you've been seeking, that peace that is there in spite of thinking, the peace that is there in spite of doing, the peace that is there in spite of conflicts, the peace that is there in the middle of a battlefield. That is enjoyed by Arjuna after this, or by Bhishma all the time. All the time he enjoyed that peace. Right in the midst of battlefield, what? Calm, peaceful. Strategically fighting. Yeah, very strategic. Calm, peaceful. No issues. And when the time came for him to go, he told the Pandavas how to kill him. Can you imagine the height of it? I mean, come on, what a man he must have been. Hey, this is the only way. And when the arrows are entering his body, hey, these are not Shikandari's arrows. They bounce off my armor. These are Arjuna's arrows because they burn my flesh. Huh? They're penetrating you, you're feeling the pain and you're objectifying it and saying that. What type of a man is that? A wise person and a warrior both. Huh? The discipline of the warrior helped him suffer that pain without a problem. Okay? And the fact is, Ananda is because of the wisdom. That in spite of the pain, I am Ananda. In spite of fighting a battle, I am Ananda. Shanti and Rachati. This is the peace that he knew. And that's the peace that every one of us can know. Shanti Meva Rachati. Like my teacher saying, Samaji, how are you? Who's that? Okay, my vision is compromised. Hearing is gone. Kidneys are fired. Heart is compromised. I am fine, but I am fine. That is called the peace. Okay, it's not that problems will not be there, but nothing touches you anymore. You are Ananda. Ananda is going through difficult situation, but you are Ananda. You are going through difficult situation. Yeah. So the meditation is not for new knowledge. Meditation is to own up what you already know. Knowledge happens when you use a means of knowledge. The means of knowledge here is the Gita. And so the knowledge will happen there. But that knowledge, to make it your own, to make it part and parcel of your own. Or to use Swami Chinmayanuji's words, what has gone in through the ears should sink to the heart. Otherwise it will leak through the mouth. You will be good at talking about it. Can even make YouTube videos. But it has to be your own. It has to be your own. Therefore, that is achieved through meditation. With that, we come to the end of the 5th chapter. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastra, which has got both Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra. Krishna Arjuna Samvadi, in a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna. Sannyasa Yogo Nama Panchamo Dhyaya. 5th chapter comes to an end here. Okay. So, think about it. Come back with whatever questions you have next time. And next time we will start the 6th one. 6th chapter we will start. Okay. So good. Unless you have any questions, you can call it a day. Think it over and come back with the questions. Okay. Good place to stop. Okay. Om Tat Sat.